Going on Wonders East April 8th. Have you heard of the Mason jar will be part of the Ultimate Dining Package? I have no reason to believe it's not going to be. I know that Portside Barbecue was included in the Unlimited Dining Package with Oasis of the Sea, so I have no reason to believe this will not be the case as well. What Cabana area Cocoa Key is best for young families, kids under 7? Cabana. Oh, well, there's of course Thrill Water Park. I mean, that's a great spot because then there's built-in entertainment for them. So if you're going to get a cabana for kids, that's not a bad one. Otherwise, I'd say Oasis Lagoon, because Oasis Lagoon is right near the pool. It's closer to the zero entry part of the pool. So again, not a bad option as well. Our cruise is going to be sailing this summer booked to full capacity. Remains to be seen. I mean, they said somewhere in the ballpark of summertime, but that's a very vague number. Christo, I think we'll have a better idea when the second quarter financial results come out, which I believe is in April or May timeframe. We'll have a better idea of what to expect. So I wouldn't jump to any conclusions quite yet. How much truth to the rumor that the PSA needs to be bypassed for Alaska this summer? Zero truth. It's more speculation, but Canada will allow cruise ships. They've already put out their version of the conditional sailing order with the rules and whatnot. But I know that some of the delegation from Alaska wants to have it there just in case to make it a little bit easier. I certainly would feel better about it if they did, but it's not required. Canada, by all accounts, is going to have their borders open for the cruise ship. So let's keep our fingers crossed on that one. How has entertainment booking been going for Oasis ships? Basically, Jamie, when you get on board the ship, you make the reservation. That's it. So you can't book it in advance like you could before the pandemic via the Royal Caribbean website. But once you get on board the ship, connect to the Wi-Fi, find the shows on there, and you're able to book it through the Royal Caribbean app, and you are good to go. We're selling an Anthem to England. It's a retirement cruise for us, so we're splurging. What suggestions do you have for us to ask for our genie? Ask for coffee every morning in your room. So that way, like when you tell them a time, and they'll bring you Starbucks or whatever coffee you want along with your room service, and a snack in your room when you get back from shore excursions. That's a good idea right there. What can we not use our cruise credits towards? Anything that doesn't hit your SeaPass account. So if you go to Next Cruise to book another cruise, that doesn't count there. But as long as you get your SeaPass card and it can be charged on there, then you're good to go right there. First cruise ever is coming up on a Lure in 13 days. What should I do first on the ship? Go to the Windjammer, have lunch. Everything's better on a full stomach. So I go right to get lunch. A lot of other people, Brandon, will tell you go get I'm on board drink, but I would say go to the Windjammer and have a lunch. That's a good place to start. Just starting to look at our first cruise, and it's also overwhelming. Molly, welcome. I want to tell you that it should not be overwhelming. Take it one step at a time. You know, there's a lot of things you can do, but you're just talking about basics, like what some good guidelines start off with. So Molly, I'm going to tell you a couple jumping off points. Then from there, between now and your first cruise, you can, learn the rest of it or learn some of it. We're all learning at some point, right? Even I'm still learning stuff. Number one, book with a travel agent. Use a good travel agent that charges you no fees. That's a big one right there. There should be no service costs for them, but use a good travel agent who's done a lot of cruising, who can be your guide through all this. It makes such a big difference having a good travel agent. Trust me, travel agents cost you nothing. The cruise line pays them. Use a good travel agent. Number two, book your cruise as early as you can. The earlier you book, the better your price is going to be. And on top of that, you'll have a better selection of rooms to choose from. That's number two. Number three, research the ship you're going on. Read a past cruise compass. Learn about the activities on board and, read about what people are doing on there so you get a better idea of what to expect. The more prepared you are, the better your cruise experience will be. So can you put a debit card on your SeaPass account? Can people in the same room have different credit cards in their SeaPass cards? Yes, your second question. You can definitely have different cards for different people. When you go to the check-in for the cruise, Laney, you'll be able to pick a credit card. So that's easy. You can put a debit card down, but by the end of the cruise, you've got to settle up one way or another, either putting cash or paying with a different credit card. You got to make sure you can cover it. So as long as you're good there, you're good. JC, what's up, man? We booked our first balcony guarantee. Is that a bad idea? No, I don't think it's a bad idea. I think as long as you're not picky, the only reason it'd be a bad idea is if you're telling me well, Matt, I don't want it to be here, 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 or here. Well, in that case, you probably shouldn't book a guarantee. But if you're like, Matt, I don't really care all that much. We'll make the best of it. Then it's fine. It'll save you money along the way too. So how do you know what you can or can't ask the genie for? Well, there's two answers. One is you just ask the genie, and they're not going to be offended, I don't think. They'll just say, I'm sorry, we can't do that. I did that a couple times, in fact. But if you really want to know, Daryl, it might be a good idea to maybe there's a Facebook group I know all about Star Class, and they share war stories with genies and what can or cannot be done. So that might not be a bad idea. Is there anything to do with Cocoa Key and Nassau that's free? Cocoa Key almost everything is free at Cocoa Key. I mean, you've got beaches, you've got a Oasis Lagoon pool. So yeah, that's easy. That's way easy. In Nassau, You could walk to Junkanoo Beach. It's spelled Junkanoo. Looks like Junkanoo, but it's Junkanoo Beach. Just Google Junkanoo Beach. You'll see it. It's like a really easy walk. That is free. It's a free public beach to go to. You could do that as well. Do you have a preference between Eastern or Western Caribbean? Western Caribbean has better food because it's Mexico, and I love Mexican food. Eastern Caribbean has, I think, better beaches, especially places like St. Thomas. Whichever one has Perfect Day Coco Key, pick that one. You'll thank me later. We're on board Quantum of the Seas to Alaska in May. Will my 11-year-old enjoy herself? Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know your 11-year-old. For all I know, your 11-year-old, you know how kids are. One kid is, they all do different things they enjoy. Let me put it this way. If you're worried that you picked Alaska over the Caribbean and your 11-year-old is going to be precluded to like, oh, this is the worst cruise ever, Mom, why'd you bring me here? No, I don't think that's going to be the case. They can have a great time in Alaska. It's fun. There's exploration. They can meet sled dog puppies. There's a lot of fun activities in Alaska, even though, yeah, they're not going to be wearing shorts and all that, but the pools are still open. The nice about Quantum is there's an indoor pool on that ship. So that is climate controlled. So that's really nice as well. But within reason, yes, I believe your child will still have a great time on there. I think I know your question, but as a parent, Shamika, I'm sure you understand that, like, there are some kids are happier or more, whatever. Some kids are just, every kid is different. Every kid is different. So I can't promise you your kid's having a great time. But I think if you, have some fun excursions booked and and they have a slightly open mind, I know as an 11-year-old, open minds and 11-year-olds don't usually go hand in hand. I have an 11-year-old as well. It's a weird age already, but yeah. And my 11-year-old is looking forward to going to Alaska for what it's worth. So thank you for joining us here. If you have more Royal Caribbean questions, please feel free to go post your questions on our message boards at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. We're live every Monday right here on YouTube. And yes, we will be live on Friday from Wonder of the Seas. I promise you that. Keep an eye out for that live broadcast on Friday. I owe it to all of you, if nothing else, for what happened here today. So thank you for your generosity. And check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for everything Royal Caribbean. Until our next live broadcast, everybody, have a great week, everybody. Stay safe out there. Do something fun. That's important as well. Like go on a cruise in the month of March, right, Tony? And we'll talk again very soon right here on YouTube. Bye, everybody.